Now, this is a video on graphing linear inequalities. A thing that you have to remember with graphing linear inequalities is you have to look at the sign because that is going to determine if it's a dashed or solid line. A dashed line is going to be for a less than or greater than symbol. A solid line is going to be for a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to symbol. So you have to really look at it. That's always kind of like the first thing you want to look at. So we're going to look at these 4 examples. The first one says is y is greater than 4x minus 3. So because this is in y equals mx plus b, you can now graph. All of them have to be into y equals mx plus b because you need to identify the slope and the y-intercept. So in this case, you have the slope of 4, and you have the y-intercept as 0, negative 3. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down to negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to use the slope, so you're going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Now, because it's a greater than symbol, it's going to be a dashed line, so we're going to draw that dashed line. Now, we have to determine which side we're going to shade because that's going to show us where our solutions are correct. So in this case, I'm going to choose, you want to either choose a point to the left or right of the line, and I always choose 0, 0 if it's available. So in this case, it is. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the point 0, 0, and you're going to substitute it into the equation. So you have 0 is greater than 4 times 0 minus 3. Well, 0 is, 4 times 0 is going to cancel, so it would be minus 3. So 0 is greater than negative 3. Because that is true, you're going to shade where 0, 0 is at. So we're going to shade on the left side. Now, another trick you could look at is that because this is greater than, you always shade on the top half of the line. So in this case, that's the way you're going to shade. Now, for the second example, you can see that it's in standard form, so we have to get y by itself before we can graph. So in this case, we're going to subtract x on both sides. So we have 2y is less than negative x plus 4. You're going to divide by 2 on both sides because we still have to get y by itself. So we have y is less than negative 1/2 x plus 2. So we're going to identify our slope, which is negative 1/2. We're going to identify our y-intercept, which is 0, 2. So now we can start graphing our line. Notice that it's a less than symbol, so we are going to use a dashed line. So we're going to go up 2. Then we're going to go down 1 to the right 2. Down 1 to the right 2. We also could have gone up 1 and to the left 2. And we're going to draw a dashed line. Now again, you have to pick a point to the left or right to see if it is true or false, and you want to shade in that direction. So in this case, we're going to choose 0, 0. So we're going to have 0, 0 to check. We're going to use our original equation. So we have 0 plus 2 times 0 is less than 4. So is 0 less than 4? Yes, that is true. So we're going to shade down. Now in this case, you could have looked at the less than symbol, and that means you would shade down because it's less than that value. So you could use that also as a trick. Okay, our other example is 6x plus 3y is greater than or equal to negative 9. In this case, we got to get y by itself because it's in standard form, so we're going to subtract 6x on both sides. So we have 3y is greater than or equal to negative 6x minus 9. We're going to divide by 3 on both sides. Make sure you divide each term. So you have y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 3. So my slope is negative 2. My y-intercept is 0, negative 3. So I'm first going to plot my y-intercept, which I'm going to go down 3. Draw my point. Then I'm going to use my slope. I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1. I also could go up 2 and to the left 1 because it's got to be a negative slope. You notice that it's a greater than or equal symbol, so it's going to be a solid line. Now we're going to figure out by checking, we want to pick a point to the left or to the right. In this case, I'm going to choose 0, 0. So I'm going to use now this. It doesn't matter which equation you use. You can use either. So I'm going to use this one. So I have 0 is greater than or equal to negative 2 times 0 minus 3. So is 0 greater than or equal to negative 3? Yes, it is true. So I'm going to shade on the top half. Now, if it wasn't true, you would shade the opposite direction of 0, 0. But in this case, 0, 0 is true, so we want to shade on this half. You also could look that it was greater than, so you would shade above the line. So that's another way to check. Okay, this last one, an x is less than or equal to 2. That's going to be a vertical line on where x is 2. So where x is 2 is right here. Okay, and it's going to be a vertical line. And now because it's a less than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line that goes through. Now we want numbers that are less than or equal to 2. In that case, if you were to take 0, 0 again, the only value you're concerned about is the x value. So 0 is less than or equal to 2, which that is true. So you're going to shade to the left. Now, like I said before, if it was not true, you would shade on the opposite direction.